Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Hey everybody, so I am going to take you through a before and after, as promised, of some of our rehabs that we have done in the past. So the house that I'm going to go over with you now is what we have nicknamed Northwood 2. And it was Northwood 2 because it was our second house in that neighborhood, and we were actually doing them pretty much at the same time. And this is actually our third rehab home that we had completed. So it was a really exciting time, but we actually learned a lot during this renovation. We had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but ultimately we ended up on the upside. So that was really what was most important. So without further waiting, I'm going to walk you through this before and after pictures so you can kind of see what we went through. So of course, you can see the house was in pretty bad shape when we started. The kitchen, the walls, some of the ceilings were falling down, and the bathrooms were like original. It was just really bad. So during the renovations, we had issues with our contractor. And I will say that, one of the hardest parts about doing rehabs is dealing with contractors and kind of babysitting them. I mean, you would think that you're hiring a professional, that, they would understand it or at least act professionally, but they don't. So I'm going to show you this picture here. It's of plumbing. And this plumbing picture right here discovered after we fired them. So we didn't even know they had done this. Covered up this picture right here. And as you can see, that's a big gaping hole in the plumbing. And thankfully we have this amazing plumber that we're still using, and he discovered this, and we replumbed the whole house. So we did all of the plumbing here. We put a new roof, a new air conditioner, a new hot water heater, and you can see the after pictures here where we made this house really beautiful. And you can see we put really pretty white shaker cabinets, some nice granite, nice black splash. In the bathrooms, you've got new vanities, new toilet, new tile, new tubs. It was a really beautiful home when it was done. In the backyard, you had to see these pictures. The backyard was a jungle. Like, you couldn't even walk back there. It was so bad. And afterwards, we had this like big, beautiful yard that was something that you wanted. So one of the things that we did do was we added a privacy fence and cleaned out the rubbish. I don't even know what a better word for that is, around the patio, and redid the roof on it, and just really made it a beautiful house. It was so much fun. But we learned a lot. We went way over budget because we had to fire a contractor, which meant that we had to find another contractor and hire them. So on that first contractor, typically you're going to pay some type of a deposit to them, and they want that to get started. So we did end up losing that, but still, overall, we made a lot of money. We did really well. So when we look at the project summary, we purchased this home for $116,965.61. I know it's very specific. Our renovations ended up costing $73,908.14. And again, that includes some big ticket items, and then also our kind of mishaps with the contractor here. But again, we still did good. Our closing costs totaled $16,211 for a total price of $207,085.25. We ended up selling the house for $250,000 with a profit of $42,914. So we still did really well on this home. We could have done better. I think if we hadn't have had the contractor issues that we had, we would have probably been in an all-in budget of around closer to the $60,000 range. And like I said, we learned a lot on this one. We've learned how to get our costs down and how to work with contractors and stay on top of them. And, making sure, one of the things that we, like, in my head, I just couldn't imagine somebody would do this, would cover up with drywall the plumbing like this. Like, as soon as you turn on the water, it's going like everywhere. So I just don't understand like why they would do this. So making sure you're getting pictures of every step of the process. And I think what happened here is they took out that drywall and installed it like the same day. So we weren't even able to, like, we visit our sites multiple times a week, but we didn't even see that part because they had done it so quickly. And now I'm like wondering, like, did y'all do it so quickly because you were trying to hide this and you didn't want to fix it, or you didn't want to wait for us to have the plumber come in to fix it? What was interesting is this same contractor, when I told him that we needed to, and this is actually why we ended up going separate ways. I said, hey, we have to stop because our plumber came in and to put the hot water heater in, he said, oh, it has galvanized plumbing. So I said, we have to replace the plumbing. We're not going to do that. We're not going to sell a home with galvanized plumbing. There's like lead issues. There's all kinds of health problems there. So the contractor got mad at me and was like, no, why do you need to do this? You don't need to replace the plumbing, all this stuff. So I said, well, we will just have to go separate ways because we're going to replace this plumbing and we're giving a good home to somebody. He got really mad. He was like belligerent at me over replacing plumbing in this house. And so when my plumber went in there and he took off the drywall that they had installed, he was the one who found it. So I'm just thankful that I went with my gut and I did what was right by replacing this plumbing. If I hadn't have, first off, we would have had a huge problem on our hand because the water would have just been freely leaking in the back of the wall, I mean, that would have been really bad. But not only that, but the galvanized plumbing has all kinds of issues anyway. It's going to eventually leak. There's a potential for lead exposure in the water. It's not something that I want to do. So yeah, we ended up spending more money than our budget. We still made a profit. I'm happy. Everybody was happy. The investor was happy. So we moved on. So this was our third house. I wanted to start with this house rather than go in order 1, 2, 3, because, well, maybe I shouldn't have started with this one, but I wanted to start with this one because I think it was the one that we learned the most on, and the one that gave us the most trials when we were first starting. So anyways, this is our first house. We were so excited. If you have questions or if you want to see more pictures or videos, hit us up in the comments. All right, bye.